Good morning, welcome to Planet Mojo. Today I'm going to show you how to propagate grapevines from dormant cane. I have 3 vines up top here that I'm going to be taking cuttings from, but it's kind of cold and we have gusts of wind coming through, so I think what I'm going to do is take the cuttings and do all the pruning and then bring them into the greenhouse, and I'll show you how to select your cuttings there. All right, I have my bucket full of cuttings. I've never actually done it like this before, but it's not going to be any different than doing it out in the vineyard, except that it's a lot warmer and a lot less wind in here. The thing you need to know is where you made your cut. This is the cut I just made. You can tell that that cut is really old, but what I did was I cut it and I put the cut side down, and the only reason I need to know that is if I'm going to get 2 cuttings out of the longer cutting. First thing you need to know when taking your cuttings is you want to get about pencil sized. Don't go any bigger than that, and try not to get too much smaller than that, otherwise they might not work. You need to have it a big enough size so that it has enough energy to produce roots and leaves, and if your cutting's too small, it probably doesn't have that, and if it's too big, it's probably a bull cane and you don't want to use them anyways. So this is about perfect right here, and I'm only going to be able to get 1 cutting out of this. And the reason for that is because I'm going to bag these after I cut them. So I'm going to make 1 cut on my base end. I'm going to make a cut about a 1/2 inch below the node, and then on the other end I'm going to make it about maybe 1.5 inches above the upper node. But I need them nodes to fit in the bag, so even if I went corner to corner, I'm not going to be able to get these 2 nodes in there. So I'm going to make my cut right here, and then another cut right here, and that'll do it for this one, and then there's not enough left to get another cut. Okay, I have 23 cuttings here. Let me see this one here. This is dead up here. I don't know why I kept that. I'm going to cut that off right here. You can see this color right here, at least on this type of vine, it's going to be this reddish tan color. And then anything past that, like this right here, that's dead. That's winter killed. So that's not going to make it. So you want to cut that off. So I'm going to cut that off. I believe that's the only one like that. Then we'll get to dipping. The only reason you cut them like this, and I actually didn't do a real good job of that because it doesn't really matter. The reason for the 2 different cuts on these, the flat one on the bottom and the angled one on the top, is just so that you can remember which end is which. The roots are going to come out of the bottom and you'll get leaves up on the top, especially if you only have 2 nodes like this. If you have 3 or more nodes, you might get roots out of this one and leaves out of this one, or it might even start growing leaves underground, but that's not likely. So the only reason I cut these like that, the 1/2 inch and a flat cut, is to identify them so I can dip them. Generally I don't dip grapevines because they root so easily, but I thought I'd give it a try this year because I have some extra dip from doing the lilacs and the bur oaks. So I'm going to get these dipped and then we'll get them in the bag. All right, now I'm going to put a little soil in the bottom of the bag. And this is very nice and damp soil. I always cut one or two a little bit too long, but you can go corner to corner with them. Now, fill the rest of the bag. Oops. Stay. We're just about there. All right, that should do it. All right, now that everything's all bagged up, treat it a little bit gently, just so that you don't poke a bunch of holes in the bag. And what the bag does is keeps moisture on the vines so that they can't dry out. And then what you do, you want to keep them dark. So I just cover it with another tray like this, and I put a heater underneath it. That'll keep it at, maybe 90 to 100 degrees. And then leave it like that for about 2 weeks. You should start checking on them, and you should be able to see roots right through the bag. You know, just look all around. They're basically all going to be down in here. And once you start seeing roots, you could probably give it a couple more days so that all of them root, and then get them out of there. I've left them in there too long before, and they use up all their energy and will die. I left them like 2 weeks too long, so that was a big no-no. So I'm going to get this in the house under the heat, and we will come back and check on it periodically, but that will be in another video. So if you want to see that, make sure you subscribe and click on the update icon. If you have any questions or comments, make sure you put them in the comment section below. And if you share the video and or give it a like, it helps the channel out greatly. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.